Sully writes that he took a flight with Carol that turned out to be a pivotal moment in his development.
Here's your seatbelt. Safety first.
So it was critical I experienced the exact same feelings he did.
Picture me, 17 years old, with this pretty girl next to me, her leg touching mine for 2 hours, my arm rubbing against her arm. I could smell her perfume, or maybe it was her shampoo. Once in a while, she'd lean over me, her hair brushing against my arm. It was a new experience for me, realizing that flying could be such a sensual experience.
The way Sully writes about this flight, it was clear he was aroused. But he says this experience taught him an essential skill for a pilot: how to compartmentalize. He had to balance his sexual desires with the safety of the flight. The problem was, I was too uncomfortable to actually get aroused with a professional actress right beside me. After all, this wasn't a performance for you, the viewer. It was an experience for me.
Okay, I think you should leave now for that thing we talked about.
So at a key moment in the flight, I had the actress exit the plane and swapped her with a robot version of Carol. Then, I had my crew mount all the cameras on tripods and exit the warehouse completely to avoid any legal issues that may stem from what I was about to do. I'm not going to show you everything, but I basically just masturbated in the plane while trying to fly it. The challenge of focusing on a task when your body is indulging in its most primal urges was really tough. But I eventually got there, and just like I assumed Sully had done, I was able to ignore my erection in order to fly.
Stand up straight! Suck your gut in! Push your chest out! Get those shoulders back and down! You think you've done a good job polishing your shoes?
Sir, yes, sir.
Both shoes?
Sir, the right and the left, sir.
The left? Looks like we got ourselves a Southern boy here. Nurse, what is your thumb doing in your butt?
I noticed that accomplished people on TV, especially newscasters, enunciated perfectly and seemed to have no real accents.
British Field Marshal Lord Montgomery said, "I am very distressed. I want to be left alone now." And in New York,
I want to be left alone now. I want to be left alone now.
I tried to sound more like them and less like some of the people in my town who had thick Texas accents.
Left. Left.
But the more of Sully's life I experienced, the more I wondered why he included some of these moments in his book, and why certain things would be left out. There was a near complete omission of his first marriage, and for some reason, he jumped straight to the second one.
I, Lori,
take you, Chesley,
to
be my husband.
But I had no choice but to stick to what he wrote, because this was the only guide I had to what his life was actually like.
And of the Holy Spirit.
It would be so nice if they gave you your schedule months in advance. Can you imagine? We could plan a vacation.
At times, I felt trapped in scenarios that seemed deliberately incomplete.
Any time with you is fun.
Lori, if something's not a problem, why do we need to talk about it so much?
Right. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you.
It seemed as though he was trying to present himself as someone with challenges that were relatable, but never more than he could handle.
Just remember, life isn't a checklist.
I'm just trying to be efficient.
But I kept going, and as I lived through heavier moments in his life, I felt something happening within me.
When did you want to do the memorial? There are some things I want to say about Dad.
I had a chance to say everything I needed to say to him when he was alive. We don't need a memorial.
As Sully, I wanted to talk about my feelings. But everything I knew was telling me I couldn't.